Date, October 30th, 2020. Location, the local youth center in Columbus, Ohio. Time, 7:30 p.m. Jennifer Hawkins, along with her friends Ellie and Robert, were going to be meeting up for the first time at the local youth and rec center to discuss their lost episodes of home movies. So, Jenny sat in a chair with her two companions shortly after setting up a DVD player and VCR. Any new episodes? She was cut off by a gentle nudge by Ellie's Shannon plushie. As a matter of fact, yes, Ellie spoke before pulling out a DVD, her hands shaking while trying to use her Shannon plush to cope. I found this DVD at Goodwill on my way over. She handed the DVD to Jenny. The cover was a distorted picture of Shannon, almost similar to the picture Jenny had found through her VHS tape from not too long ago. There was a text written in black Sharpie reading, "Shannon the Killer Part 2, Shannon's Past." Even the title alone sent shivers down the trio's spines, but without hesitation, Jenny put the DVD in the Blu-ray player. The first scene played as a normal home movies DVD set logo. It was a bit static and distorted, probably because this episode was likely transferred from a VHS tape to DVD. It first cut to Shannon, curled up in a corner. His eyes were bloodshot and looked like he was in some sort of panic attack. Jenny widened her eyes at this sight. She looked over to Ellie, noticing the clear shock in her friend's face. "Let's get through this the best we can, okay?" the brunette sighed, petting her friend's quote-unquote emotional support plush. Just before turning to the TV, a somewhat high-pitched scream was heard, obviously coming from Shannon. His current state grew worse and worse before cutting to a black screen for about 10 seconds. Ellie began holding her plushie, trying her best not to get choked up at the sight of her supposed comfort character in an unstable state. The next scene cut to Brendan and the guys on the playground. They were alive? I thought Shannon killed Brendan and his friends. Must have been either a continuity error or some silly cartoon logic. Shannon approached the redhead, still in his horrifying state. "Hey, Brendan," Shannon spoke, wiping tears from his eyes. He was on the verge of a mental breakdown. Melissa then out of nowhere ran up and hugged him. She knew what he had been going through, proving further that Shannon the killer was made after bloody Melissa, further proving that Shannon may or may have not been going through a similar fate to poor little Melissa. The rest of the scene played out with Shannon hanging out with Brendan and the others, shortly before cutting to Brendan's basement. The lights were dim, only having a slight light bulb flickering above a coffee table. The camera panned to a distressed Shannon, his hands shaking, trying his best to keep his normal tough guy persona. Brendan was shooting a movie called The Man That Never Smiled. It was about a man who had a tragic childhood and always saw the world as a sad, cruel, and lonely place. Melissa got behind the camera, but kept her eyes on Shannon. She turned the camera on and yelled out, "Action!" before zooming in on Brendan and Shannon. Brendan was in some sort of outfit similar to his understudy from Maloney in Bye Bye Gracie, and Shannon was dressed in a very messy work suit. "Alright, dude, I'm sick of all these times where you just refuse to be happy. Why the long nose?" Brendan said to Shannon, getting close to the boy's face. Little did he know that Shannon's distress wasn't just acting, he was truly broken. "I swear, man, you just aren't normal." He was interrupted by Shannon breaking out in sobs. Brendan jumped and watched the boy suffering horribly. Melissa quickly turned off the camera and rushed to Shannon's aid. I don't think this is in the script here," Brendan muttered to himself, looking through the script before being slapped in the face by Melissa.
"What the fuck, Brendan? Can't you see Shannon is in distress? Your movie can wait!"
Melissa shouted before turning to Shannon, trying to comfort him. Brendan ran up the stairs to inform his mom about Shannon and his mental state. The screen cut to black for a few seconds, before it cut to Shannon laying in bed. Lightning crashed from outside, his face covered with a bunch of blankets before sobbing again. The screen flashed to some brief flashback of a much younger Shannon, roughly about 4 to 5 years old to be exact, apparently being picked on by those older than him. The pictures then faded into echoes of voices saying certain phrases that will not be repeated here. The young boy bolted out of his room before collapsing to the ground and passing out. Shannon's voice was played in reversed with some red flickering text on screen that read, "Now you know. Now you know my horrible secret. I can't escape. I can't," in the home movie's text font. The next scene cut to Shannon in the hospital. He was laying in bed with Melissa holding his hand. She was talking, but the audio wasn't playing. Then the door creaked open. It was Brendan, Jason, and Paula. The trio sat down next to Melissa.
Well, apparently he had been dealing with some sort of trauma for having... He opened up to me about being bullied for having a quote-unquote beakish-like nose, amongst other things,
Melissa whispered to the others.
As someone who has experienced those things in the past, I want to help him in any way I can. He may be a tough guy, but in reality, at the end of the day, he's our friend.
She hugged Shannon and turned on to his side while he was sleeping, thus ending the episode. The credits rolled as normal, but with a loop of Michael Ortega's Last Goodbye playing in the background. We were all stunned. I, Jenny Hawkins, looked over to my friend Ellie, who was busy comforting her Shannon plush in the same manner as Melissa. Robert and I had nothing to say. We all discussed keeping our lost episodes and soon archiving them to the internet, which should be coming out in the coming weeks. So far, there have been no further updates on any home movies, VHS tapes, or DVDs regarding lost episodes. I'll keep you updated soon. Jennifer Hawkins, Robert, Ellie, the Shannon fan. P.S. Happy Halloween Eve. Hey guys, this is Robert. I just wanted to update on a little bit of a comparison to my VHS tape. I was on this channel called Mariel K. Bergman, who had been making a home movies fan series called Home Movies Revamped. And while I was looking at her channel, she made a revamped episode with someone by the name of Vash Apricot. I know, very weird name. Oh, hold on. Oh, he calls himself Ringo now, never mind. And they had made an episode called The Decline of Dwayne, or something like that. It followed a similar premise to my VHS tape, but not as gruesome. It was a very interesting story about how Dwayne's parents passed away years and years ago and how his last moments with them were during an argument. I found the story, while it was quite dark, I found it to be quite interesting, like this Mary Sue O.C. that Mariel created named Nova, who is, from what I can see, a love interest for Shannon. I honestly watched the other few episodes of Revamped, and it's honestly not too bad. The animation could use a little sprucing up, but overall a great fan series. Good job, Mariel or whoever else is behind the series. Anyways, that's about the end of it. I'll see you guys later.